Hello, fellow Movie Crusaders, and welcome to the special episode of the Movie Crusaders. My name is Sean Wasker. With me, as always, is Brian Michaels. And today we are reviewing one of the more anticipated films of the summer for Brian and I, and that is Mortal Kombat 2. We both have had very strong opinions about the first Mortal Kombat, me more so than Brian. But we were both in a better mindset going into Mortal Kombat 2, would you say?
Well, I have a strong opinion about the first one because I really liked the first one. You're the one with all the negativity. I, for the most part, really liked that. It's by far the best Mortal Kombat movie they made so far. Granted, that was a low bar. So, but I was very excited going into the second one because more characters, more excitement. It's they're leading hard into the gore. We're actually in the tournament. So yes, I was excited going into number 2.
I went back and watched the first one before this because I was like, let me just watch the first one, maybe see if I can get my head, out of my ass, or maybe feel this differently about it. And if anything, I felt more negative about it. It's like the good stuff is really, really good. Like when it's hitting really, really well. Which like pretty much everything Scorpion
Which is the most watched the entire movie. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Pretty much Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Kano. That's the best parts of the movie. But Shang Tsung, Raiden, they have zero fucking chemistry. They have zero charisma in this entire movie. A lot of it's just standing around talking about Arcana, like they have to unlock it like a fucking mutant power, which pissed me the fuck off. And there's not a lot of fighting in the movie. There isn't, and it's just, and then don't even get me fucking started on the whole Cole Young Goro fight. But it's just, it's fine. It's fine. But if I had to choose between which Mortal Kombat I want to watch, I'm going to watch 1995's because it's campy, it's fun, and I enjoy it for what it is. And I can never say his name, but the actual actor who played Shang Tsung, who just passed away.
Oh, I don't remember his name. I'm a fan.
He's amazing as Shang Tsung in that movie. But anyway, we're talking about Mortal Kombat 2. Yes, just like excuse me, guys. Just like Twisted Metal, the whole first season, just like the whole first movie, was a build up to the tournament. Now we are actually in the tournament, if we want to call it that, based off of how this movie does it. So it's supposed to be fights galore. Plus, we get the introduction of Johnny Cage, played by Carl Urban, who while I love Carl Urban, I did have reserves about him being in this movie based off of the character he was playing. But we'll see exactly how we feel about that going into this. I saw this on Thursday. We're a little late shooting this, guys, so I'm going to have to try to piece this together because it's been like...
It's usually me in this position.
Yeah. Normally it's Brian. Normally I'm like fresh.
The turntables are turned... Wait, no.
Yeah, now I got to like write everything down, try to remember everything. Because I have so many thoughts going into after this movie ended. Brian's the fresher mind on this. So, Brian, I have no idea what your thoughts were on this. What did you think, non-spoiler wise, and then we will go into a spoiler discussion about it. What were your non-spoiler thoughts of Mortal Kombat 2?
Okay, first of all, it's Hiroyuki Tagawa was the name I forgot.
I would have butchered the fuck out of that, but rest in peace, dude. You were an amazing Shang Tsung.
Well, first of all, having this movie open with, first of all, the New Line logo is very nostalgic for me. It really barely gets used anymore, except for properties that already had it associated, like Mortal Kombat, or like with Lord of the Rings was like the last major film to use New Line. New Line, so that comes on. It's already nostalgic, but then it's like, like the font and the colors of like the original Mortal Kombat game. I was just like, oh, they're already starting off on a good note. It was just perfect for me. Anyway, just wanted to make that comment.
Yeah.
Overall, I like the movie a lot. I think I like the first one better. This one, we do get the tournament. I almost feel like that hurts it a little bit just because it is fight with very little going on in between. So it's like we kind of took a step back in storytelling. Even if you didn't like the story of the first one, at least it had more of a story. This one kind of was almost entirely just about this tournament, which is fine. We're there to see people fight and beat each other and get bloody fatalities. They give you that. But I do think that because of that, I do think I enjoyed the first one a little bit more. As far as the characters, Johnny Cage being the main one, of course, the main new addition. I like Carl Urban. I think he's perfect for Johnny Cage. I really do. My only problem with Johnny Cage is that they basically made him and Kano the same character. Because they already had Kano, who was like quippy one-liners, He's calling everybody nicknames like he's Sawyer from Lost, and it's just like that was just
You're not
who he
wrong.
was. And then Johnny Cage comes in and he starts doing the exact same thing, calling everybody Dumbledore and Gandalf and all these things. It's like, and quippy one-liners. You're like, well, you're just doing the same bit as him. I mean, can't we have a new character?
One thing I noticed, not to cut you off, is that this movie really, really wanted to make sure you knew that it was present day. Because like the first movie was 2020 or 2021. Mm-hmm. And like in this, it's like they're referencing Squid Game and all. I'm like, that wasn't around when the first movie came out. They were very meta. They were trying to drop all this like relevant like today shit and their quips and their jokes. So I was like, that's very, it was, I don't know, it like really like stuck out to me. Like they kept trying to hit like present day like stuff.
Yeah. So I was just looking at my notes. Most of these are going to be for the spoiler section. But overall, I will say that I did enjoy it. I liked the new characters. I thought Katana they kind of made her a main character in this. A little bland for my tastes, but she was okay. But I like the new additions. I like what they did with most of the existing characters that are already in there. The fights were good. They had some great bloody fatalities in there, which, like I said, that's what you're going there to see. So overall, I did really enjoy the movie. I just think that everyone had talked about everything I'd heard before I saw it was like, oh, this is so much better than the first one. And it's a big step up from the first one. I don't feel it. I feel like they're pretty even. I still like one a little bit more. And I think that's just because you do get a little bit more story and stuff with it. I have lots more thoughts, but most of those are involved spoilers stuff.
So before we get to that, what did you end up giving it score-wise?
I ended up giving it a 3.5. The first one I have actually, I've wavered between 3.5 and 4. I think currently it's a 4. So this one's like just under it.
Mortal Kombat 1 for me was a 3, but it dropped to a 2.5 on the rewatch. It's like a very low 3, very high 2.5. Mm-hmm. It's like right there. So going into this, like it was just like just be better than the first one. And for me, is 2 more enjoyable than the first one? Abso-fucking-lutely. Are the fights better in this than in the first one? Abso-fucking-lutely. Is the story better? Fuck no. The story is just stupid, and then it also contradicts. The story also contradicts what they did in the first film, such as the mark, needing the mark to fight. Johnny doesn't have a mark. Also, having to find your arcana before you could get into the fight. Johnny didn't know his arcana. Also, you're supposed to have the mark in order to get arcana. Johnny gets arcana, spoiler, and he has no mark. So it just completely breaks all the rules that the first movie was setting. That's the whole reason why Sonya wasn't allowed to train and why Sonya wasn't allowed to be in the tournament. She had to kill someone, Kano, to get the mark. But Johnny, it's like, yeah, man, we just pick you. Come on in. It's like, wait, what?
Well,
if you're going to do this, like,
you're completely right. But
plan.
I'm thinking that because they sought out Johnny Cage, so I feel like they knew that he was one of the people chosen to be the champions. He probably has the mark, but I feel like they left out that scene. That would have explained everything.
They choose to like just pretend like that's not a focal point.
Yeah.
You know, they just like, look, we realized people were really fucking annoyed with that in the first movie, so we're just not going to bring that up again and hope that you guys don't remember it. It's like, motherfuckers, if you're like, yes, we don't like it. We don't like that was a focal point, but you also just can't straight up abandon it at the 0 hour of the tournament. And it's supposed to go, well, wait, why doesn't he have, hold on, what? I will say, I really enjoyed Carl Urban as Johnny Cage. Because of the way they did him in this. His I wouldn't call it a flashback, but them showing part of his movie is, I was getting angry watching it because of how bad it was. We're like, it's supposed to be bad, Sean. It's supposed to be bad.
That's just it. It's purposely like there's people like, clearly just missing them with the spinning the pole and stuff like that.
What was driving
in my theater going, that looks so fake. I'm like, it's supposed to.
It's supposed to. Movie. What was driving me nuts was all the guys around him, like they're all just going. I'm like, why are you even doing that? It's just like the people, his extras around him were distracting me because they were so bad. But it's like, it's supposed to be bad. It's the whole fucking point.
Well, because I think it's funny they do that because in a lot of these movies, especially like these ones with this modern, like with the the Asian, Southeast Asian influences, it's still, and the Jackie Chan films are always like this too, where like there's a group of people attacking them, but they're all waiting their turn in the back, but they're all like doing this while they're waiting.
Yeah, it's
their turn to win,
it's so bad, but it's also hilariously bad to the point where you're supposed to enjoy. Just like when and I know it's like I'm spoiling something that's in the first 5-10 minutes, guys. Calm down. Like when he shoots the missile and somehow the missile goes.
Oh,
I was like, what the fuck? But once again, that was the point. But I like how Johnny, because like, excuse me, in the OG Kombat '95, he was still movie star Johnny Cage, young enough, to the point where he was cocky and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like how he was more of like a Chuck Norris, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Steven Seagal, where it's like, yeah, in the 90s, you were the shit. But then like here came Jet Li and Jackie Chan. It's like, oh, Johnny, you ain't shit, and he can't even get like Comic-Con, to autographs and shit because of influencers and YouTubers. I love how they put that in there for relevancy. But I like that.
Well, you see some fatalities on them, but yeah.
Yes. I love how they chose to portray him in this mindset over what we normally know Johnny as. I think it actually flowed better for what Carl Urban was doing. And I'm sorry, Carl Urban and Kano together were great. I was having a blast.
I was having a blast, but I feel like they made them too similar. It's like they could have made a different.
Carl Urban has got probably the funniest fucking line in the movie, and I was the only person in the theater that laughed when he said it, and fuck everyone in my theater who didn't get that joke. It was a Lord of the Rings joke. It was fucking brilliant, and I was the only one who laughed at it. And I don't understand how people did not get that joke. It was hilarious. Outside of that, fighting sequences are cool. There is a specific fight. I'm not going to say between who because that's spoilery. That fight was amazing. The set pieces in this, trying to bring in that video game set piece of like, you remember these, fighting arenas? Here they are. They were really, really cool. But on the other side, dialogue is really fucking rough. Katana is the main character. Apparently, they just do not want Liu Kang to be the main character. I do like that Johnny. My main worry was that they were going to make Johnny Cage come in and basically be the savior, kind of like how Liu Kang was in '95. He's not. He's so not the savior. He's us who are brought into this going, what the fuck? But Katana definitely is the main character in this. I know you said she was bland, but Katana was also bland in the OG. So if she's playing that type, I think, what was the actress's name? Adeline Rudolph. I think she actually did a really good job for what Katana's character is like. I actually enjoyed her quite a bit. The cast, dialogue aside, I enjoyed pretty much everyone in this. The humor was funny in the first one with Kano. Adding Johnny's humor into this, and even another character who's one of my favorite Mortal Kombat characters of all time. I was worried that he was just going to be like kind of like how he was in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which is Baraka, where she was just going to be like this, like kind of like, oh, he's here for like 2 seconds. He actually gets like a character, and he's awesome. Baraka is like my go-to character in all the combat games, and I'm glad that they actually gave Baraka something, and he was fun. But on the same side of that, certain characters in this movie are completely wasted. Shang Tsung is not. You might as well have killed him in the first movie because like he has no relevance in this film. Quan Chi is a big bad in Mortal Kombat in the games. He's a side character in this. Basically, he's a side character to have plot like develop and not to utilize him.
To be fair, though, I mean, in the first game, Shang Tsung was the big bad. In the second game, Shao Kahn was the big bad, even though Shang Tsung was in there. And then if you, I want to say it's 4 before they got to Quan Chi was being kind of the big bad. So it's like I feel like they wanted to make Shao Kahn the big one of this one, and so Shang Tsung was there, but not as much of a factor.
Shang Tsung wasn't even the big bad in the first one. It was Sub-Zero. Shang Tsung they didn't have to fight Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung was just there to like just stir shit up. Sub-Zero was the main bad guy in the first movie. But yeah, I mean, it's just like while there was like a lot to enjoy and have fun with this, there was also things that were just like, like you had it and you lost it. You want me back again though, and then you did something. And it's like it was like that the whole way through. It's like I'm having a lot more fun with this. But you're still fucking up here, here, and here. So it's a very uneven film. So once again, when it comes to did I enjoy this movie? I absolutely did. Did I enjoy the first Mortal Kombat? To a point, yeah, but I definitely had more fun watching this one, but it still has not fixed itself. It still has not made itself the Mortal Kombat to me. I still think there's a lot of things to fix. For me, I'm going to give it a solid 3. When it hit, just like in the first movie, when it hits, it hits. But there's stuff that happens where you're just scratching your head going, why did you choose to do this? That's stupid. And just like in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, they spent the whole first movie giving the main characters that we've been following the whole first film character. And in the second movie, it's just like, let's rush them into fights. And if they die, they die. And if they don't, they don't. And that's the other thing too, is that there's this big shock factor when certain characters die, but then at the very end they're like, "Oh, well, yeah, we can fix that." And it's like,
I'll be talking about that, yeah.
And it's like, yeah, so it's like you just took all the emotional shock value out of this at the end of the movie. It's like a fucking MCU film where it's like, well, no one's actually really dead. And it's like, come on. But anyway, those are our non-spoiler thoughts. We're gonna go ahead and jump into spoiler real quick. We'll try to blitz through this as fast as we can because Brian's got to get to work. But yes, 3 stars for me. 3.5, you said?
3.5.
Or 3? 3.5? 3.5 for you. So if you have not seen it yet and you don't want to be spoiled, jump back out now and then come back after you've seen Mortal Kombat 2. If you guys don't care about spoilers, you want to know what's happening, stick around. Here's your warning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liu Kang and Kung Lao is easily the best fight in Mortal Kombat history. That fight was fucking epic. It was amazing. It was the first one that felt like an actual video game. The background shots were awesome, and the final kill was brilliant. But
the fight had story and emotion to it because you
it was the only motivation of the
character. Yeah.
It was the only one that did until Katana fought Shao Kahn. It was also one of those things where I was also mad that they brought him back because it's like that was the big problem I had when they brought back even Kano. Because I love that Kano's back, but once again, it made everything in the first movie not matter because we'll just bring him back. And it's like you have, I won't say hundreds, you have like 50 plus characters that you could have brought into this. And you're like, nah, we have to stick with these 10. And it's like, you don't though. And if that's the case, why not bring back Goro? Why wouldn't you bring back Goro? Well, no, because you saw Goro's body get taken at the end of 1 also. So it's like, oh, like, okay, Goro can come back. But then they don't? Like, what? Why the fuck not? You bring
in
back
Shiva instead.
It still would be the male version, like the cat one, Kataro?
Oh, yeah, Kataro, yeah.
Kataro. It's like, why wouldn't you bring you're in the tournament now? Why wouldn't you bring Goro in to fight in this tournament? That's the part
that was one of my main notes. I have it in like all caps on here. Is that they have such a deep roster of characters to use. Like, just stop reviving people. I mean, you revived Kano, you revived Kung Lao. You are already talking about reviving everybody else who died in this one.
You also killed Sindel. Katana doesn't even get to find out and have an emotional like moment before she's back again. And it's like, wait, you didn't even give her time. Did she even know? Like Khan says a line, but it's just like you didn't even like let that resonate at all. Like, that's a moment right there, and you just chose not to do it. And then even, like I said, we end up losing, like, Liu Kang, and we lose Jax, and I was just like, oh, shit. But they're like, oh, don't worry. We're going to go back to the Nether Realm, and we'll get... Then what the fuck's the point?
Don't worry, Sean. They'll bring back Cole Young for you.
That was.
It wasn't. Here's my thing is they dispatched him so kind of just quickly and offhand. It's like it was a cool death, and I loved that fight and in the scene where they killed him. But it's like you've built up this character as like he was basically essentially the main character of the first film, and then you're just like, okay, which we kind of expected when we saw the trailers for this. We're like, he's barely in this movie. I bet he dies. And sure enough, yeah.
Here's Cole Young in a nutshell. Main fucking character savior in the first film. Fan backlash. Yes. Not because of him, it was because of Goro, but still, fan backlash, yes. So they go, okay, fine. We'll make it up to you. Not in any of the promo shit. There he is fighting or training. I'm here for my family. I had to say goodbye to them knowing they'll never see them again. Your first fight, Shokan. Okay. And here's the thing that still pissed me off. If he didn't have the medallion, he still beat Shokan. Fuck you, Cole Young. He still beat him. Because he would have murdered him if he didn't have the fucking medallion. So you still made this generic creative fighter beat the two best fighters in the game. But because he had the medallion, he died. So thank God for that. But at the same time, it's like, nah, motherfuckers, you still fucked up. You still fucked up by letting him do that. But it was nice. It was also like, it was nice that he died. It was nice that he died. but then it was also like, okay, well, he's gone now. And then like they all go, where's Cole? Oh man. Well, let's move on. It's like, what? No. It's like you guys have to feel something here. Like, show us some emotion. Plus it's not even a tournament. It's just 5 fights. And that's not a tournament. A tournament is a fucking bracket and shit. But I do love how Johnny was just like, fuck this. Nope, not doing it. They yanked his ass in there and he fucking lost. I love that they did that. I love that he didn't just show up and he's like, oh, I'm amazing and I win. And it's like, no, it's like he showed up and he fucked it all up. And now he just has to stick around and shit. Like, I'm glad that they did that because we were so worried that he was going to be like, I'm the chosen one. And
well, the first fight was him and Katana. I'm like, well, clearly neither of these people's going to die. But and then somebody's got to lose. But I think they're both supposed to be major. But then so they have Johnny lose. It's like he's out of the tournament.
You're eliminated.
And so it's like, well, I guess is he going to do anything the rest of the movie? And I mean, he did. He had a purpose for being there. But it was like it was surprising, I guess, in a good way because we weren't expecting it.
What I did love though, and I don't know if you caught this, is that they totally did the Mortal Kombat Easter egg when he was fighting Katana, where it was supposed to be finish him, and she didn't do it. And it's just like in the video game when you can't get the fucking combo right, and your opponent just goes.
Well, first he's doing like this for a couple minutes, doing the whole.
Then he just falls over like they do in the game.
Just like the game. Yeah.
I was like, I fucking like. I don't know if enough people caught that, but I fucking loved it.
Oh, yeah, stuff like that, and then like you said, the different arenas they were in. So I was
and even Ed Boon being in it for that split second for the cameo.
Ed Boon had to say one line and give one reaction shot, and they were both complete shit. He's not an actor, man.
He's not an actor at all. Because even I was just like, oh, Ed, this was not hard. This was not hard for you to do.
He literally had to say one line.
You know what bugged me? It was a little nitpick thing, but you know what bugged me is when Sonya and Raiden goes to talk to Johnny for the first time, and they do the lightning, and he goes to walk through the whole time going, "You left your trunk open. You left your trunk open. You left your trunk open. Close it, mother." Didn't close it. People are gonna steal his shit.
Nobody wants his shit. Remember?
They can steal his car. His car was still good, but the whole time it's like, "You left your trunk open." Like, that shit infuriated me.
The fate of the world's on the line. He doesn't care about his car.
He doesn't even fucking know what's going on at that point. But yeah, it was just killing him and then just going, oh, and then that's how the movie ends. Like, let's go get him. And it's like, is the third movie really going to be them in the netherworld going and saving them? Because I'm like, that's.
I think they're just going to want, because they want to bring back some, like, they don't want to write off Luke King and some of these main characters. But they want to also leave the door open to bring in all kinds of new characters.
Well, but I mean, that also means that Shao Kahn's going to come back then.
That's
So
just it. It's not quite Mortal Kombat. You know, it's like where none of us are actually mortal because we can all come back. Because we
yeah,
have Quan
exactly. It's
Chi,
just-
who is our necromancer to bring everyone back. Which, by the way, Quan Chi, just a side note, the actor who plays him is something Harriman.
he
Dan
was
Harriman.
Cabal in the first movie.
He was also the voice of Cabal in the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of
Yeah,
fun.
I like the guy, but it was just like, it's just, it was like they didn't want to piss off the fan base, but they still had to have shock value in the movie. But they didn't want to piss anyone off, so they had to leave that little stagnant in there that like, hey, they can come back. And
Right.
even Sub-Zero, like he wasn't Sub-Zero in this. Like, it pissed me off that they called him Bihan. First off, he wasn't Bihan. He was Nob Sabat in this one, but they didn't call him Nob Sabat.
Well,
at all.
Bihan is Sub-Zero's name. That's why they were calling him
get
that, because
that,
he
but he
wasn't
was-
Sub-Zero anymore. But yes, the character in the game is then Noob Saibot. And
Yeah.
what pissed me off about it the most was that I'm fairly certain that Joe Taslim showed up for one day of filming and the rest of it was stunt double, because you can never tell because he's all black, you know.
Not that he can't do all that work. It's just
He
that
can, but they're
you
not
don't
going to.
need
Why
him.
pay him
Yeah.
when you only need him for one shot, one day of his
same
face?
thing with Sonata. He
Yeah.
probably shot like an afternoon
Yeah.
of this. And like I said, I still think the best line of the whole fucking movie is when Kano is telling Johnny Cage to break the medallion. It's like, it's your plan. I don't know what. Read the back. One ring to rule them all. One ring. Go fuck yourself. And that was the best fucking line of the movie. And I laughed. I audibly laughed out loud, and everyone else was dead silent. And I was like, fuck all of you. That was the best line of this goddamn movie. But yeah, it was just, I thought Jade was good. I liked Jade. I know we didn't really mention her in the non-spoiler, but I liked her. But just kind of like in a Mortal Kombat Annihilation, Jax was there to be quippy. Sonya was there to be quippy. And I also love that, like, Shao Kahn just, like, knocked her away with a hammer, and he was like, I win. And it's like, she didn't die, though. There was some bad editing in this, too. There were some editing issues. Like, there's that moment when Sonya is, like, laying there, and she looks up, and Katana wins, and then, like, they go back to her, and she's back to being groggy and stands up again. And it's like, you shot it out of order kind of thing. Like, it was just, like, little, like, things like that where I was just like, what are you doing? Like I say, it's one of those things where, like, if you don't pay attention to it, you won't see it. But like I said, it was fun. Like the pit fight scene was cool. The oh god, I'm blanking on the name of the.
But just like in the pit, like when they had Sindel doing her like spikes up from the ground, I liked that
she didn't do
they
her
do
hair.
incorporate so many moves from the
though.
game, but there were so many moves from the game they didn't give people. It really annoyed me too.
Yeah, like Sindel didn't have anything to do with her hair.
She didn't do anything with her hair. Katana never does anything in hers except throw in the fans. You have Baraka never does his little choppy thing in the air.
No.
I was waiting for that one.
No, instead he just threw his blades the entire time. But
just threw
Baraka
them
was still fun as hell, though, man. I had a blast watching him.
No, I liked they gave him some personality because I thought he would just be like the brute creature that they have to beat.
Yeah, and then he just became a fanboy.
And then he turns out to be a fan and essentially an ally, which
Yeah,
here's
which I
another
thought
thing of another problem. I don't know if a problem, but just an observation of this movie. I don't know what you call it, the evil side of things, whatever you want to call it. They have a problem with loyalty because in this movie alone, there was like 4 traitors. You got Baraka, who's one of their slaves, but he's not really with them. But okay, he works with them. Then you have Jade, basically helps out. You have Kano, has been working for them and switched over. Who's the other one? Katana, of course, has started with it, and she switched over.
Shang Tsung was going to, but then just Raiden woke up.
Well, no, Shang Tsung was just out for himself. He was going to go get Shao Kahn, but he wasn't going to join the Earthrealm people. But the rest of the people like just blatantly said, "Well, we're with Earthrealm now." Katana, the tournament's over. They've won. Which in my opinion, that should like mark the end of it. But she's like, no, wait, I'm fighting for Earthrealm. Put a blue dot back up there. No, it's over. It's already over.
But even still, like Sonya didn't lose at that point. Like you didn't kill Sonya. Shao Kahn was going to keep her alive.
So well, you don't have to kill apparently because when she spared Johnny Cage, it still counted as a win.
Yeah, but the fight was over. Like I mean, I guess he knocked Sonya out.
Yeah,
I guess she was like knocked out. But like he announced himself the winner. It's like you can't announce yourself the fucking winner, dude. But I will push back that Baraka was a traitor. I was like Baraka just was.
Well, that's why I said he wasn't really. He was kind of like he worked for them as more of a slave. There. He wasn't a Yeah,
he just lived there, was in charge of the tribe. I don't think he had.
But then 3 people who did willingly say we're switching over 3 in one movie. It's like okay.
It's just like, does anyone actually really want to win this tournament, or except for Shokan? I do think I'm blanking on the actor's name. I think Shokan was actually really good. I liked. I mean, you didn't need him to do a lot. Like, is it? I'm blanking on the guy's name.
Which one?
Who played Shokan?
Oh, in this movie, it was Martin Ford.
Is it Martin Ford? Oh yeah, there he is.
I always get him mixed up with Nathan Jones. There's a third guy who
I thought it was fucking Nathan Jones, and I was like, it's nope, that's not Nathan. They look alike, but Nathan Jones doesn't have all those tattoos.
Yeah.
But I thought Martin Ford was a good Shokan. I think he did a solid job. Raiden still has the charisma of a wooden block, which makes me miss Christopher Lambert so fucking much.
I don't know if I go that far. Christopher Lambert was pretty bad.
Christopher Lambert at least brought something to it.
Yeah, personality. It was not It was not Raiden at all.
but at least it was some personality.
Yeah.
I want to like Liu Kang. I want to like Ludi Lin. I do, but he's just so blah and everything.
Well, I do like him. I think that if they made him the main character, he would be a great character. But like you said, he's just becomes like a background, and it's like they don't give him a whole lot to do.
He was like, here's Liu Kang. He's our best fighter. He's not going to talk a whole lot, though. He was like, really? He was like, because Liu Kang's supposed to be the... he's supposed to be the fucking voice and everything. But yeah, it's like, look, we got all this shit out of the way in the first movie. So that way we can just fight in the second movie. Which, yes, it's more enjoyable. But the whole story itself just doesn't quite work. But what were your guys' thoughts? Did you guys enjoy Mortal Kombat 2? Did you guys feel how we felt, where it's like, it was fun. It wasn't great, but it was fun. Like, I enjoyed it, but it has its issues. Let us know in the comments below. Like I said, I gave it 3 stars. Brian gave it 3.5. There was a lot.
Sean dies every summer, just so you guys know.
It's my summer.
Look forward to this for the next several videos. I just want to say one more thing when before we wrap it up. Johnny Cage, when they first came to get Johnny Cage after the Comic-Con or whatever he was at, I was like, is this Galaxy Quest? Are they going to show up and he's going to be like, oh, you want me to come take part in your little tournament? And they take him away. And he's like, oh shit, this is real. It felt so Galaxy Quest. And I wonder if that was intentional, because it was the same thing in the parking garage, everything. I'm like, I think that'd be perfect. But I
almost love if they actually would have sent him back at the end. And did I can't talk now. I am sorry for everybody who has to hear that.
Oh, he's beautiful.
I went all day without coughing. I'm just saying that right now. That's what happens now. I'll go all day without coughing, and then as soon as we start shooting, I go into a fucking coughing fit. Anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode without the coughing. If you guys did, like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Spotify. Just look up the movie Crusaders. There was a lot of movies that came out this weekend. Not enough time to shoot videos for them. It was hard enough time to get us to shoot Mortal Kombat 2. But if you guys check out our Letterboxd, I've got written reviews for everything I saw. Brian normally does too. I know he hasn't really done them yet because I saw that you watched a lot of things but you didn't write reviews for him. But like I said, there's so many movies, there's not enough time to shoot video reviews for them. So check out our Letterboxds and you can see our thoughts on all that stuff. Coming up next, Brian.
The next one I think we'll be talking about probably will be Mandalorian Grogu. Don't know if really positive, negative. It's probably the biggest question mark of the summer. How we're going to come down on that one. But we'll be talking about that one. Other than that, there aren't a whole lot of major releases left in May, so we probably won't be doing individual videos on some of those. It'll probably be Mandalorian and then Masters of the Universe after that.
I'm currently going back and rewatching Mandalorian right now, just so I'm like, in the mindset for it. So I'm excited for it. We'll see what happens, but nothing really big this weekend. In the Gray comes out, but I don't know if that's going to be really worthy of a. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to see it this weekend. Let's just say that this might be one of that and Obsession. I don't know if I'm going to be see either one of them this weekend, and I don't think they'll warrant a video unless they just completely, blow us out of the water. But we definitely will be back for Mandalorian and Grogu. I'm sure Brian's going to be, a wet blanket about it because he hates Grogu, and I'm going to be all the positive, and he's just going to be the grumpy one because, Star Wars is bad now for Brian. But,
If they kill Grogu, it'll be the best Star Wars movie yet.
That's what we're going to be running into, guys. I hope you look forward to it. But we are the Movie Crusaders. I'm Sean Wasserkrug. That is Brian Michaels. I'm trying to make it to the end.
That was Sean Wasserkrug. This is the last time you'll see him.
Yes, I'll just be a fucking zombie when we shoot Mandalorian and Grogu. We are the Movie Crusaders. Until next time, in case we don't see you, go watch some movies and go have some fun.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.